The world is full of distractions, but your success belongs to where you keep your focus. There was once a young boy named Ethan. He was smart, full of dreams, but easily distracted. Every time he sat to study, a new notification popped on his phone. A friend sent a message, or he felt like checking social media just for 5 minutes. Those 5 minutes always turned into hours. One day, his grandfather noticed this. Instead of scolding, he gave Ethan a task. He handed him a glass filled to the top with water and said, "Walk through the busiest street of the town and return to me without spilling even a single drop." Ethan looked surprised. The street was full of noise, vendors shouting, children playing, and vehicles rushing by. But he held the glass tightly and walked slowly. His eyes never left the water. He ignored the noise, the chaos, the people laughing at him. After a long walk, he finally returned, and not a single drop had spilled. His grandfather smiled and asked, "Tell me, Ethan, did you hear the music playing in the street? Did you notice the friends who called out your name?" Ethan shook his head. "No, I only focused on the water. I didn't have time to look at anything else." His grandfather placed a hand on his shoulder and said, "That is focus. The world will never stop distracting you. There will always be noise, temptations, and interruptions. But if you keep your eyes on your goal, just like you kept your eyes on the water, nothing can stop you." From that day on, Ethan changed. He still heard the noise of the world, but his mind was fixed on his dreams. And slowly, step by step, his focus turned those dreams into reality. Have you ever thought about how much potential you actually have? Like seriously, how much you can achieve if you put your mind to it. But most of us never get there. We don't even come close to achieving what we are capable of. You know why? Because we lack focus. Our attention is scattered everywhere. We are spending way too much time on things that really don't matter. 90% of the things we do daily aren't important, but we do them anyway. We watch videos, scroll social media, eat junk food, spend hours on video games, all while we have more important things to do. Even when we sit down to do something important, we are still distracted. You might be studying for an exam, but then your phone lights up with a notification and suddenly you are no longer in your room. You are scrolling through TikTok. It happens to all of us. But some people let it control them and others don't. Some people use their distraction as an excuse to not do anything. They say, "Oh, I was distracted so I couldn't focus." Others take control over their distraction and say, "I was distracted, but I chose to ignore it and continue working." A person who blames their distraction for not being successful is a leaf in the wind. They are tossed around by every little change in circumstance. On the other hand, a person who takes charge of their distraction is like a strong tree. They stay grounded and rooted to their purpose despite the storms and winds of change. So the question is, are you going to be the leaf or the tree? Are you going to blame your distractions or take charge of them? The choice is yours. In today's world, we have more distractions than any other generation before us. With social media, video games, and fast internet, we can get addicted very easily. So it's normal if you find yourself distracted a lot. That's why you should focus on these 3 things. No. 1. Learn to say no. Do you remember the last time someone asked you to do something that you really didn't want to do, but you agreed anyway? You said yes to that extra project at work, to that party you didn't want to go to that favor for a friend. Most of the time we say yes to things because we don't want to disappoint anyone. But when we keep doing this, we end up disappointing ourselves. Look, it's okay to say no to things. Saying no to others is not selfish. It shows that you respect yourself. It shows that you know what you want and you won't be distracted by anything that comes in between. One of the biggest reasons why people fail to focus is because they are always trying to please others. They want to make everyone happy, so they agree to everything. But you can't pour from an empty cup. If you want to help others, if you want to give your best, you need to start by taking care of yourself. This means saying no to things. Don't be afraid to set boundaries. Don't be afraid to put yourself first for once. Trust me, no one is going to judge you for it. Number 2, identify your peak focus times. There is a time during the day when your focus is at its peak. You feel motivated and you feel like doing things. On the other hand, there is also a time when you are completely drained. Your motivation goes down the drain and you just want to do the bare minimum. Everyone has these 2 kinds of times during the day, so it's important to identify them. When you know which time of the day you are the most productive, you should dedicate that time to your important tasks. For example, if you feel most focused in the morning, wake up early and use that time to work on your goals. Avoid distractions and interruptions during this time. Let no one disturb you, just focus on your work. On the other hand, when your motivation is low, try to rest. Take a break, relax, and do something that makes you happy. Maybe watch a movie or hang out with friends. The point is, don't force yourself to work when you are not in the mood. Trying to work during low focus times is a complete waste of time. You won't be productive anyway, so take a break and recharge yourself for the next day. 3. Embrace boredom. We live in a world where we constantly need to be entertained. Whether it's TV, movies, music, or social media, there is always something playing in the background. But here's the problem with it. When we are constantly surrounded by entertainment, we lose our ability to be bored, and being bored is not a bad thing. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Being bored can lead to creativity. When you are bored, your mind starts to wander. You start thinking outside the box. You start coming up with new ideas. That's when the real magic happens. That's when you can have breakthroughs. You see, when there is nothing to entertain you, you entertain yourself. You start to think, you start to grow. But most of us hate boredom. We run away from it. We don't want to be alone with our thoughts. And because of that, we are missing out on some of the most important moments of our lives. We are missing out on the chance to grow, to improve. So the next time you feel bored, don't run away from it. Don't try to find the next source of entertainment. Instead, embrace it. Be with your thoughts. See where they take you. You might be surprised at what you discover. Look, distractions are a part of life. You can't avoid them. No matter how hard you try, distractions will always be there. But it's up to you to decide whether you let them control you or you remain focused on your goals. It's up to you to decide whether you are going to be the leaf or the tree. If you want to become successful, if you want to achieve something big, you need to learn to control your distractions. You need to learn to stay focused. It's not easy, but it's definitely worth it. So take charge of your distractions and use them to your advantage. Who knows? You might just surprise yourself with what you are capable of. If you enjoyed this video, you will most likely enjoy this one too. Subscribe my channel, Journey to Win.